Alright, today I'm going to show you how to animate a screw and nut on Inventor Pro. So to start, we are going to just pull up our screw and our nut. You can just put it anywhere. Now, oh, now I'll pull out the screw. There we go. Just press escape. Alright, so now we have our screw and our nut. So the first thing we have to do is we have to set our constraints before we get to animating. So the first thing we'll do is we'll mate, and we are going to go into our nut and find the y-axis under origin and click that. Then for our number 2 selection, we'll go under our screw, origin, and our y-axis. Oh, I clicked the wrong axis for the nut. There we go. So these two are now linked. Press OK. And you'll see if we move this around, it doesn't really act like a nut and bolt should. That's because we don't have all the restraints that we need, or constraints that we need. So next we are going to make the bottom flush with the top. We're going to make them flush. So we'll go to the constraint, we'll use mate again. This time we'll select the bottom of our nut and the bottom of our screw and use this flush button. Oh, I didn't click the bottom of it. There we go. Press apply, cancel, there we go. There's our second constraint. And the last one is we need to make sure that this doesn't rotate and they stay straight. So we can go back into constrain, pick the angle command, and we'll want directed angle, so there's only 2. And then we will need to select 2 parallel faces so that they stay aligned with each other. So we'll click this face on the bolt, and then we can just pick any face inside of we pick any face inside of the bolt and any face outside of the nut, and they will align with each other. So from there, we have 3 constraints. We need to keep the mate constraint, and we need to suppress the other 2. And this will allow us to animate those when we go to animate it. And the reason that we keep the mate command unsuppressed is because we need these to stay in line, but we don't need it to stay flush or maintain this specific angle. This is just where our animation will start. So now we go to environments at the top and dynamic simulation. Alright, so here it kind of brings you into a different menu. We have all of our info here. So we have our mobile groups, this is both of them, our standard joints, our external loads. We don't have to worry about that. The first thing we're going to have to do is insert a joint. We can select screw, and you're going to be given component 1 and component 2. So the way screw works is you need to pick 2 curves that these will rotate around. So those can be anywhere, they don't really matter. Let's pick this one on the bolt and this one on the nut. And this is a M4 screw, which has a pitch of 0.7 millimeters. So you have to make sure you punch that in. That determines how far it'll travel per 1 full rotation. It's the distance between your 2 threads on your bolt. Press OK. So from here, now that we have this screw joint, if we rotate this, oh, that is not supposed to happen. Alright, the reason that happened is because we didn't ground the nut. So if you ever have these out of place, all you have to do is resuppress these 2 things, and then unsuppress them again. It'll reset where they are. Go back to dynamic simulation. Alright, now if we rotate this, you'll see it can unscrew and it can rescrew. So we'll go out, we'll unsuppress and resuppress these again. Alright, so that just shows the screw works. Next, we have to make it go in and out on its own. And the way we do that is under standard joints, you'll see cylindrical nut and socket head screw cap. That's just what I named the files. It just has to show the name of both. So we will right click this and go to properties. And now from here there are two methods to animate this. So DOF stands for degree of freedom. That's because this cylinder can move in two ways. It can move in and out, which is this one, and it can rotate, which is this one. So if we want to rotate the screw, we'll go under DOF1, R, and then we will go to Edit Imposed Motion. From here you'll enable that, velocity, and then under this arrow, you'll want a constant value. So because this is a 20 millimeter screw, that means there's 20 millimeters of thread along this entire thing. So we'll need to take 20 minus the width of that bolt, which is 3.2 millimeters, and you'll get 16.8 millimeters. And then dividing that by 0.7 for the pitch, we'll need this to rotate 360 degrees times, with the little asterisk, 24 times. That will bring this screw directly to that bolt. So set the velocity, yep. Now, this will do it automatically if you put an asterisk. It has to be an asterisk, it can't be anything else. Press OK. Then, we'll have to set the time to 1. This is your frame rate of whatever you're working with. I'm working at 144. I don't think this will really matter, it just adjusts the speed of the animation. And then this is the multiplier of how fast you want it to go. I just have mine to 1, so this animation will take 1 second. So we'll run it. Oh, and you can see that it went in the opposite direction. So we will have to edit, properties, and let's just make this negative 360 degrees. We'll run that, and it screws in and stops right before the bolt. Alright, so the other way to do it is we'll go under here, properties. We will disenable the imposed motion, and we'll switch to DOF2, which slides this in and out. So from here, we can see velocity, we'll uncheck computed, and we can put in the pitch is 0.7 times, and we'll want 24 millimeters a second. So, that will switch it to inches on its own. Press OK, and we can run this. Oh, once again I went in the wrong direction. So we'll just switch this to a negative. Alright, we'll run it, and it should stop right before the bolt again. So those are two ways to animate a nut and a bolt in Inventor Pro.